Hi guys, Simon Trizelian here. Let's talk about these pardons that Biden's been doing. So we all knew that he was going to pardon his son. I mean, that's a given. You didn't have to have the brains of an archbishop to work that one out. And you can understand that as a father, if he's got that power to do it, why wouldn't you? But I mean, think of the optics. He's looking now to his legacy, and his legacy is in ruins. I mean, it started with the Afghan withdrawal, went on with the Inflation Reduction Act and the massive rise in inflation, and then his cognitive decline. I mean, that's what people are going to think about, and the fact that he bowed out eventually after a coup, which was essentially a coup, and he fought for it, and it didn't work, and that didn't give Kamala Harris any time, and they lost the election, and that's his legacy. His legacy is screwed. So he had a couple of places where he could actually save some grace, and then he decided to pardon his son, who had already been convicted. All this nonsense about Trump and all this type of thing being a convicted felon. I mean, all of those cases will be thrown out. None of them had any merit. They were all politicized, and again, Biden's legacy is that he weaponized the DOJ against his political opponent. That is not even up for discussion anymore. But look at the other pardons he's done, right? He's pardoned more people than in one day than anyone else. Now, I can understand the COVID ones, okay, because they've been sent home to empty out the prisons, and none of them were violent offenders, and he's just commuted their sentences. Okay, we can live with that. That's a fair one. But what about this Shanlin Jin? I mean, 47,000 pictures and videos of child porn and essay on children, and you commute his sentence and send him back to China. I mean, the guy is a Chinese spy. Why would you even think of doing that in the same breath? And then the two judges, what were their names? Concoran and Concoran and the other, I forget who the other one is. But these guys took bribes to put kids in jail. Over 4,000 of them had to have their sentences redone. Some of them had spent time in jail. Some even died in jail. And yet he gives a pardon to these two judges, the people that are supposed to be trusted with justice. What does that say about this administration? Well, it says everything about the administration. And then there's Rita Caldwell. $54 million she embezzled, and he's just pardoned her. I mean, what is going on? Now, if Biden was a smart man, and he's not, if he was a smart man, he had the ability to be able to bring the country together and get a win against Donald Trump. If he had pardoned Trump, it would have taken the wind out of the sails of the Republicans. They wouldn't be able to say a thing about him, because he would have just blanket pardon. I mean, it's going to get overturned anyway. He might as well look good whilst doing it, but he chose not to. And he lost an opportunity. He could have pardoned all of the J6 people, okay? Because we all know that was a political witch hunt as well. And if he'd have done that, he would have actually brought at least some semblance of trying to bring the country together. I mean, the Republicans won overwhelmingly. Trump has won overwhelmingly. He will pardon those J6 people that are wrongly incarcerated. Now if someone had been involved in violent crimes, great, then they should be prosecuted. But just wandering around the Capitol, as we saw in the videos, no. So Biden really lost out. And what it has done is that it's increased the divide. It's going to increase calls for some form of retaliation in kind. So the January 6th committee, people like Schiff, people like Cheney, I mean, yeah, they have committed treasonous acts, and they should be held accountable to the full extent of the law. I mean, that is normal, and that is likely as to what is going to happen. But these pardons, I think, is just going to put a very sour note on Biden's diminishing legacy. But what it does do is it sets a precedent, a very unfortunate precedent, that anyone that does wrong under your watch, at the end of the day, within the last month of your presidency, just do a blanket pardon. Do these preemptive pardons. I mean, what the hell is a preemptive pardon? You know, with Hunter Biden. So you've now given him essentially a get out of jail free card for not only the crimes that he's been committed, but all the crimes that he has been committed, but no one's found out about yet, but everyone knows. The Burisma problems, you know, the Chinese influence for hire, all of those things. Now Biden is trying to give him a preemptive pardon. I have a feeling that that is unconstitutional. I don't think you can pardon people on crimes that they haven't been charged with. That's not a pardon. You can't just forgive crimes that have not been adjudicated at all. I mean, I'm no lawyer, but damn. I mean, that just goes against the whole pardon system. You only can pardon someone that has actually committed a crime and has been adjudicated as such. So I have a feeling that his pardon may even get thrown out constitutionally as soon as he's out of office. And you might find Hunter Biden will just get out of jail, you know. But there's some real bad business. This is bad business. And I think it makes a mockery of the judicial system. It makes a mockery of the clemency clause and the president's ability to pardon. You know, I mean, we don't mind him pardoning turkeys and stuff like that. But when you pardon your own family against crimes that they haven't even been convicted of doing yet, and you give clemency to your judges and child essayers, no. That's his legacy, unfortunately. He's going to go down as probably the worst president morally, after Jimmy Carter, who was probably the worst president effectively. Anyway, that's me, Simon Trizelian. I've got some more stuff here today. I'll chat to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.